This is Milkmaid of the Milky Way. Good. Because I can see... I'm hoping this is okay, folks, because I can see the game, I can see a chat window, and that's about it. So I hope you're okay out there. Sorry. Hey, game devs. When you're building your Unity games, could you, like, from the outset stick a windowed mode in? Makes life so much easier. I believe this is a game that revolves around music. Deep in a fjord, a girl and her bovine, Western Norway. Oh, Western Norway, 1929. This is a story from Calf Ledge, a small farm perched on a mountain edge. I thought the car was called Western Norway. I missed a bit of punctuation. I'll tell you what, the worst monitor to play this on is an ultra widescreen monitor. The OBS window is scaled this nicely that I can see. Another restless night. Luckily the storm has passed. The fields were wet, but the sun was rising fast. Enough hours spent in bed. I heard impatient mooing from the shed. It's rhyme. It's rhyme. That's it. It's not music, it's rhyme. Milking and dairy were my priorities. Today Erland was coming to pick up the cheese. That doesn't rhyme. Tis a bold choice. My milk bucket and tools were gone, so strange. Had a thief wandered through this mountain range? So this looks pretty? Again, pixel art. My milk bucket and tools were gone so strange. Had a thief wandered through this mountain range? I took some firewood, but it was wet. Everything had soaked in the rain, I bet. Can I go inside? What? The spinning wheel was for making yarn, but we were no longer kept sheep in our barn. I took the spoon, I would need it soon. The cow goes moo. We made the cheese in kettles like these. Okay, there's a... Up here I had no one to impress, so I wore my pants instead of my dress. You cranked the separator your hand ablaze to force the cream and milk part ways. My modification was clever. Without any clutter, the cream would trickle down to be churned to butter. Had I been visited by a vandal, the separator was missing its handle. What should I do? I drew a blank. I couldn't make butter without the crank. Reading books was my greatest passion. Erland would give me my weekly ration. The churn was used to beat cream into spread. It made thick, greasy butter, perfect for bread. Ah! You could phone the toolsmith, or would that be a crank phone call? My parents portrait the wide open stare. They seem to be following me everywhere. Town was a 3-hour hike away. The cows needed herding. I needed to stay. Okay, this is delightful already. Cows. Moo. Like was patient and astoundingly clever. I raised her as a calf, she'd known me forever. The cow moaned an impatient moo. I needed something to milk into. The cows needed milking, I saw from their shudders. They tiptoed impatiently with bulging udders. Fair enough, we will work that out. We need something to milk the cows with. Oh. Growing fruit had been Mother's quest. They usually didn't grow here out the west. Here out west. Sorry, folks. Even when I stretched my hand, elbow and knee, I couldn't reach the fruit in the tree. A long spoon made of wood, old but still good. Can I use the spoon? Boom! The fruit had a certain appeal with its fresh smell and yellow peel. Cheese. Fresh milk in separator, skim, milk, keep the cream for later. Oh, this is also in rhyme. Pour fresh milk in separator. Separate the skim milk, keep the cream for later. The milk won't curdle by default. Bring it to a boil, add vinegar and salt. Don't let it clot. Salt. Don't let it clot. Stir, stir, stir the pot. Cool. So we've got wood, we've got... Oh! Rocks were scattered, the chimney had crumbled. Damn that storm, I mumbled. Well... I would if I could, but I needed stone, not wood. Right, fair enough, so we need to repair the chimney with stone. The farm was perched on a mountain high, stuck between the earth and the sky. Oh, hello! So it's a 3-hour walk, but we're gonna go anyway. Nail! Nail! I would get it out if I could, but the nail was stuck in the wood. Well, take the wood. It's amazing what you can do with a spoon. Finally, I removed that stubborn nail, my greatest conquest, a fairy tale. So now I've got a nail. Wow, she runs. Pail. Ow. Sorry. How had the bucket ended up here? Had the wind made it disappear? I thought it was dynamite. I did too, and then I realised what it was going to be. It's a hill. We're on a hill. Wow. Oh. Oh, that looks lovely. Just take that in for a minute. Because, yeah, those are mountains and I miss mountains. A metal pole to use as a tether. The boat had stunk in stormy weather. I mean, I was asking you to walk, not to run to the cairn. Rocks. Slate? I picked up some rocks, squarish, like flat blocks. How farming at altitude? It's not a hill, it's a mountain! The flowers I had left here were dry as bone, after being left out in the wind, all alone. With a sudden gust, the dry flowers turned to dust. Father and me had built this for Mother. A year later, a memorial for another. Little touch of melancholy, but still. Oh! Oh boy! What have I done? What have I done? Oh! It would keep me up at nights, the thought of falling, the fear of heights. The waves were breaking far, far below. This was a place where I shouldn't go. Okay, well, not today, apparently. Well, we can go milk some cows. Shall we go milk some cows? Hopefully. Although that looks like a way onwards as well. Oh! Oh! The fuck? But I'll have the... A piece had fallen off the rock. I picked up a decently sized block. Had the rock fallen from the mountainside, it was 2 meters tall and 1 meter wide. It looked like a huge salt stone, its shape mysterious and unknown. Salt. It claims to be salt. Lick the salt. Out there, the sea, I felt a wave inside of me. I have to apologise for this evening. Neil Gaiman wasn't available to read. It's a different world up here, Mother had said. Past these rocks, the cows were fed. Was he too busy reading Creepy Doll? What? That's a reference I don't get. Okay, we are back. And we are going a bucket to carry milk. We are going to milk the cows. All right, girls, time to squeeze out some milk for the butter and cheese. Just shaking it's not going to work. Ah, gotcha. That would be why I didn't get the... After milking, as always, I led the cows up to graze. Until evening, the cows could do as they please, but I needed to finish the butter and cheese. Okay. The cows grazed lazily on the mountain grass. For a cow, this was definitely first class. Okay, so if we need to make Dr. Seuss vibes from this, the rhyming is trivial but pleasant. Okay, we still need a crank, but we have a nail. Remember to grease the door, it's been stuck before. Hinges need oil or grease when they sound like a flock of geese. At school today, a boy brought a bike. He laughed and said, "You'll fall, I swear." Riding it was harder than it looked like. but it felt so good to feel the wind in my hair. Last day of school, I'm feeling down. I'm needed at the farm, so I'm leaving town. Edvardson, my teacher, was sad to see me leave. You've a knack for science, there's much you can achieve. Dairy farming is hard, especially the cheese. I should write down mother's recipes. Father is out with the pregnant cows. Taking good care of the herd is his thing. Mother is busy inside the house. I'm looking forward to seeing the offspring. A cow died in birth, we mourn. I named the calf Likey when born. I'll take care of you, I said. She's so sweet, she's bottle fed. Dark spots on white, she sure has a healthy appetite. Mother and father are having a row. He's angry and says she needs rest. She's talking about a strange glow she's seen on the mountain crest. Lately I've observed that she's been so reserved. Likey is growing, she's now eating grass. Work is hard, I miss going to class. Mother is quiet, so is father. I keep going to my chores and try not to bother. I like to experiment, that's just me. I tried to make lemonade from the fruit from the tree. Edvardson taught about acids and bases. My drink was so sour it shrunk our faces. Mother didn't come home from the mountain. Father is paralysed. I'm walking around crying like a fountain, somehow not surprised. They gathered the men and arranged a search. The village went out to look. Even the priest came from the church, but no one was found in neither Manny nor Crook. They found her scarf on the cliff. When I heard, I went stiff. Mother would never do such a thing. Now father is alone with his wedding ring. Keep your head up, finish your bowl, father says and scratches his head. Sorrow has taken a chunk of his soul. He spends most of his time in bed. We built a cairn, a statue of stone, a memory of the adored. We cried and laughed, us alone, the last two in the fjord. Father told me I had to be strong. He needed my work at the farm. My duties are taking all day long, chores that wear out my arm. A strange past year, a quiet time, no guests are coming to stay. A guilty question, but is it a crime to imagine leaving someday? For over a month father's been sick. His health has seen a decline. His eyes watery, his voice thick. The farm's obligation is mine. Father is better, but not as before. Says he's not of much use. Erland is helping sell our produce in the village so we don't go poor. On his weekly trips, he talks of building ships, jobs and new careers down at the piers. Last week, I called for the doctor to come. It took him hours to arrive. Father was ill and totally glum, more dead than alive. Today's the day, a year has passed since father left this earth. Things have gone by so fast. Work keeps me busy for what it's worth. I read a book, a fascinating tale of the future and what it can entail. Cannonballs flying to the moon, I read it in one afternoon. Summer is ending, there's a change in the weather. Restlessness and loneliness together. This is my life, I need to stay, even if sometimes I wish I was far away. That's quite a sad story. Okay, so cheese. Fresh milk in the separator. Separate the skim milk. Keep the cream for later. The milk won't curdle by default. Bring it to a boil, add vinegar and salt. Don't let it clot. Stir, stir, stir the pot. Do you think we can get away with lemon juice for vinegar? Or this way? Yeah. Okay, so an idea in my mind lit like a candle. Maybe the nail could be used as a handle. As far as I could tell, the nail fit really well. Okay. In goes the milk. No time to wait, the milk was ready to separate. The churn was filled to the brim and the milk was nice and skim. Before the butter could be eaten, it had to be churned, it had to be beaten. This is where your food comes from. The butter was done, ready for Erland's next pickup run. Next the cheese had to be made, but missing ingredients had me delayed. Hello, good evening. We finished one game, we're on to the second. We had a good run with the demo of... Oh God's name has gone off my brain. Of I Doesn't Exist. We finished that off. We are having a gentle play of the Milkmaids. You have to please excuse me. Milkmaid of the Milky Way. Just for something casual for a little bit. And I've lost you folks again, because that's what happens. And I've really lost you. Oh dear. Let's bring you folks over here again. Nah, my food comes from Tesco. Bring it back up. Unfortunately, it's a little tricky on the oldie screenies. Right. So cheese, fresh milk in separator. Separate the skim milk, keep the cream for later. The milk won't curdle by default. Bring it to a boil, add vinegar and salt. Or we can put the milk in the boil. That's easy. Skim milk in the pot. Now it needed to get hot. We don't have dried firewood though. We do have salt. This must be salt, I was reasoning, and true in a good pinch is seasoning. See if we can use the lemon. I squeezed the lemon from the garden, hoping it would make the cheese harden. The wood was too wet, I had to admit. It needed to dry before it was lit. How are we going to dry wood? Other than the passage of time. I was good, I didn't need more wood. Unless I also take some... The straw is not an option. We've had the fruit. What's that? Stones were squarish rocks. We needed to repair the chimney. The stones I had found were just the right type. I started to mend the broken pipe. There we go. That looks terrible. That looks awful. Though the results were mixed, I consider the chimney fixed. I mean, at least she admits her handiwork's a bit pants. We're not winning awards for that one. Has she changed the language on the cows? The cows needed herding. It was still needed herding before. So what are we going to do about wet wood? You may now her. Whilst we go and find some wood. But we don't need to go and find wood, we need to dry wood. All the cows are the same. Weird salt thing. Can't, you know. As I suspected, the rock was unaffected. I was hoping a proximity to salt might dry it out. I'm back to the problem that I need fire-dried wood. Ooh, is this 2 different paths? Hang on, go back. Nope, nope, don't think it is 2 different paths. Okay, fine. That's the boat tether. There was a comment before. No offense, but that made no sense. I didn't expect it to make sense. About the flowers up here being dry. Dry mountain air? Yep, dry mountain air. The cairn was a place I would go to cry. This time I left the wet wood to dry. How long's that gonna need? In time the wood would dry, so I decided to say goodbye. Okay. I don't mean to be funny, but is this... How complex is the game, and if all of the other prerequisites are met, will it automatically have the wood dried? The wood had dried, now it was bona fide. Yep. Well, that was easy. Leave for 30 seconds, bone dry wood. If only real firewood was that easy to dry. Okay. Who's ready for this to get interesting? So, wood. Cool. The sound and the warmth, the glow and the heat. Nothing like a fire to warm up cold feet. Bring it to a boil, add vinegar and salt. Don't let it clot. Stir, stir, stir the pot. The cheese was ready, I said out loud. This would have made Mother proud. Just as the chores were done for the day. Hey, Ruth, I heard a voice and a neigh. It was Erland, no doubt. I'm coming right out. The trail up here will some day be my death, Erland said, short of breath. I'm glad you could make it, I had to admit. He looked at me with a frown. Have I ever let you down? So you're wearing pants today. Very manly, I must say. Snarky or pleasant? I'm half tempted by snarky. Straightforward. Dresses hinder movement. Pants are an improvement. He smiled and scratched his ear. How are things up here? I've had this strange feeling lately. I haven't been sleeping greatly. His mind seemed distant, like thoughts persistent. I hoped I wasn't giving him any displease, so I changed the subject to butter and cheese. Ah, about the dairy. He was looking wary. It's not as easy to sell as before. People are buying margarine at the store. Well, then they're wrong. Don't buy margarine, buy proper butter. Really? Margarine? Tasteless fat? Trust me, I'm just like you, up in arms. The townsfolk just won't buy from the farms. They're fricking wrong. Utterly fricking wrong. Go get proper butter. Horrible stuff. This put me in a squeeze. What about my mountain cheese? Cheese. Well, as far as I can tell, the cheese is easier to sell, but it's not like before when customers ran down my door. Then he is failing his marketing. She's doing quality, local produce. She should go and get it sold at the farmer's market. Come see the changes, you'd be surprised for sure. They even have this thing called haute couture. This household runs on the stuff. I wouldn't feel comfortable around town. They'd probably see me as the farming clown. Erland, look up. A slight change in tone. Till you continue up here all alone? The cows are up here. Saying the words gave me a strange sensation. My parents built this. It's my obligation. They're looking for workers down at the dock. The money is good if you work the clock. I don't think Erland understands. Better than farming and digging the gravel. With the money we make, we could even travel. I think a life in town would only bring me down. You should think it over, of course. I've already sold the horse. Really? He sold his transport? I'm not entirely convinced by this guy. I think he's a bit short. I looked at his face and said, please, can you help me sell my butter and cheese? I'll sell the cheese, but the butter you can toss. It'll be the scrawny villager's loss. Well, we won't toss it, we'll use it. Okay. I vote that we toss Erland into the sea. At the first opportunity. I'm done with him. He's useless. He is dead to me. I woke up with a feeling strong that something was a bit wrong. Chilly outside, a smell in the air. Something felt wrong. I think a fart for fair. No, I swear. I will not ad-lib. Okay. Take a piece of wood for self... You do need wood, you need it for self-defense. Check on the cows. A fear grew in me, a dark stir. Like he was missing, I needed to find her. Oh, frick. Sorry. I managed to cut it off. We don't want growing fruit. We want to get off this screen. You going to come off this screen? Oh! No. We don't want to force a closure. We're okay. just a little glitchy. We usually walk past here, don't we? Okay, well, if we're not going that way. Ah, that way. Sorry, my mistake. My mistake. Trying to exit the wrong screen. No, 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 no. Just walk off into the hills on your own at night. This seems like a purely ooh. The dancing northern light filled me with both dread and delight. Yep, perfectly normal. Let's go see what it looks like. Okay, that would be... I looked down, guess what I found? Likey's cowbell on the ground. Now we lick it. A light seemed to radiate from the salty rock slate. It gave me a feeling I couldn't define. A chill went down my spine. The rock was solid and hard. It couldn't be marred. A light seemed to radiate from the salty rock slate. So we got the cowbell. I looked up at the Milky Way. What happened to Likey? Why didn't she stay? Well, now I'm a cow down. Whoa, whoa! Likey was stuck. She couldn't get out. My voice was weak. I tried to shout. I shook the bell and hoped she'd hear, but Likey probably had water in her ear. What the hell do you get? I felt helpless, so much at stake, like he was trapped in the ice-cold lake. I tried with no success. I'd have to give it another guess. I couldn't use that there. I'd have to try elsewhere. There we go. Right. I banged the bell with great tension. It seemed to work. It got her attention. Do we just go again? Okay. This was working. I could tell, like he was hearing me banging the bell. A little more and she'd make it ashore. Oh! We rescued the cow. You! There, I said to us both. I always take care of you. That is my oath. Phew! Safe cow. After a sleepless night, I led the cows to graze. It felt good to feel the sun in my face. Today I had to clean out the manure. These were the things a farmer must endure. Okay. Go on, run. Oh boy. We're off again. Whoa! What the? Okay. That seems like a reasonable expression. The thunderous sound, the heat you could feel. Apparition so strange it could make you kneel. Was it a dream? No, it was real. There's a spaceship. Spaceship. They're coming for the cow, aren't they? The cows look confused and scared, poor things. What was this terrible machine with wings? The aliens are abducting the cows. I went away for a few minutes and it all went weird. Yes, they took my cows, lifted them through the air. My jaw dropped. My alley's 1,000-yard stare. Why would you abduct dairy cow? Well, I suppose, yeah. Suddenly the ship took off with a hiss. Hey, you're not getting away with this! Ah! Someone clicked the edge of the screen again. This way. Leap of faith! The ship was manoeuvring just beneath. My heart was pounding. I grit my teeth. If I built momentum, I could jump aboard. I'd have to time it right, or I'd end up in the fjord. Time for commit. I went for it. Ooh. That could have been worse. My head was hurting, truth be told, but at least I'd found my foothold. Cow abducting plans have been on display at your local planning office on Alpha Centauri for 40 of your Earth years. Now that I hadn't died, I had to find a way inside. It's not just me, this is feeling very Vogon-y. If you were going to design... If someone was to design a ship, I could scratch and lift with all my might, but the hatch was sealed completely tight. Okay. Let's try a few hatches then. All were closed, no hands exposed. What's up there? The huge dome glistened in the sun. I looked for windows but found none. The ship was built by metal somehow. It sloped smoothly towards the bow. The hatches wouldn't open from the outside. There were some markings on the floor, but nothing that looked like a door. Okay. What else have we got? Vents. We don't know if this game will kill us yet. It was a strange looking panel with holes. There didn't seem to be any controls. There was no plan. I wasn't being clever, but maybe the spoon could be used as a lever. The spoon stuck out a bit, but otherwise it was a perfect fit. It seemed the lever was used to obstruct the steam coming from the duct. I bent down to investigate. It was a very hot metal plate. The butter went from a thick, hard piece to a melted oil, a pool of grease. It's a waste of good butter, that. I could feel the heat from where I stood, like a furnace burning forests, not just wood. Can I get my spoon back? No, I can't have my spoon. No spoon. I mean, it's a very good spoon. I don't see anything down here, so back up here. If I poured the grease out on the floor, all would be gone, there would be no more. Ooh, that one, wasn't it? All were closed, no handles exposed. It won't move or budge. That hatch had a small gap on one side, but still it was stuck no matter how I pried. Maybe the melted butter would grease the edges of this metal piece. The butter filled the edges and disappeared. That was my last chance, I feared. The hatch would still not budge. Maybe if I... Oh! Budge! I had bruised my lip, but was inside the ship. There was a sheet or panel that I couldn't dismantle. There's going to be a bloody block of ice somewhere in a minute with a... I felt fear. I heard footsteps near. Vogons are coming! The old man spoke in a strange tongue, his voice and face far from young. Instead of trying to understand, I turned away and ran from the man. The queen-like figure stared with eyes so tense. She spoke in a language that made no sense. Yeah, that would be the beautiful twist, wouldn't it? They were also cows. Or cow-like aliens. I told her quite frankly, I don't understand. Your words must derive from a faraway land. I think in that moment we both understood. Speaking like this would do us no good. Oh! And head exploded. Her words sounded strange, but now they made sense. She asked me my name, her voice slightly tense. I'm going to be rhyming all weekend. I told her the truth. My name is Ruth. Ruth, she said, her eyes narrow. It sent a tremor through my marrow. What? No! This is the Vader. Welcome aboard. You managed to get here of your own accord. What, telling her the real name? I am Amrita. Call me impressed. Getting on board must have been quite a quest. For Ruth? What can I say? I faced my fear. I couldn't just stay and see my cows disappear. Ruth, truth, Struth. This youthful irreverence, I find it refreshing. This might all have been a blessing. I needed to ask, where are my cows and why did you take them? No rhyming for the weekend. Your questions are many, I'm sure. Let me rather give you a tour. Come, she said, and gestured me to follow. Down the corridor, our footsteps sounded hollow. I'm getting a... This reminds me of Loom. This looks very loomy. Welcome to the Vader. Come with me. There is much to show and much to see. The Crystal Palaces in Loom. Yep. Oh, that's cheating. Just scaling the graphic is cheating. Come on. It's a pixel. If you're doing pixel art, stick with a pixel size. Don't just scale the sprite. I never knew that this existed. All in due time, Amrita insisted. Oh, cows. Space cows. This is the Biodome, our holy retreat. Here the animals sleep and eat. A bit, yep. The dome was filled with air and light. It truly was a magnificent sight. It's almost like the salty one wasn't just a chunk of salt. This is the high point of our tour. As you can see, your cows are secure. All I could say, what are they? Once the milk beasts were plentiful and diverse, now that these are the last 4 in the universe, we have a crossbreeding program going on. Amrita's head hung low. Whoa, the last bull died aeons ago. You took cows! You might have stood a chance if you took a bull. But you took cows! As I asked, my heart nearly skipped a beat. Are my cows merely food for your beasts to eat? Amrita laughed. Milk beasts are herbivores. They are peaceful and only eat grass, of course. What did you do to my head with your wand just before? I said. Good night. Thank you for popping in. The brief pain notwithstanding, it gave you the gift of understanding. Sleep well. I must see your cows. I got word from our herdsman. He says they're wonderful, quite the specimen. Still hasn't explained why they're cows. And I'm still hoping someone's not going to try and say we're going to do a crossbreeding program with cows and cows. They look so saddy. I let out a huge breath of relief. They hadn't ended up as ground beef. Off to the gene splicing blender with them. This is Pal, our expert on bovine. He says your cows are quite divine. His voice was old, I must admit. These are beautiful, a perfect fit. Now I'm worried. A perfect fit, for you say. For what, if I may? For the sacrifice, of course. He said it without remorse. What sacrifice? Tell me now and no lies. Girl, please stop your crying. You see our breed is slowly dying. Though vision blurred I've heard, only your cows can save our herd. My heart sank like a stone. You kill my cows to save your own? Not kill per se, but a sacrifice must be made, I'm sorry to say. What does this sacrifice comprise, and why does it lead to my cow's demise? I understand what I'm saying is bold. We transfer youth from the young to the old. To believe it must be seen, let me show you the age machine. You were sort of close. We're transferring Cow age. Her voice was proud. She said, Ruth, this is the machine that regains lost youth. Youth rhymes with Ruth as well. Your cows will save our holy herd when we have their age transferred. Why do you need my cows for this? It felt like being swallowed by an abyss. A trade must be made for aging to reverse. These are the laws of the universe. Matter for matter, they must be the same. Age is an ember, but youth is a flame. It does feel like she's about to get it. Ooh! You can refuse or you can bargain. I mean, they're the last 4 of their species in the universe. Your cows are important, but they're not unique in the universe of cows, if that makes sense. Ooh, how do I play this? They're my cows. You can't make me, I can choose. I won't let you, I refuse. Amrita tilted her head and smiled. You act like you have a say in this, child. I'm taking my cows, I'm leaving this ship, I said with a stiff upper lip. The young believe they hold the power, but time will grind your bones to flour. My knees went weak, I could not speak. Walk, whispered a voice. I followed it without choice. Don't worry, Ruth. I'll only take your youth. You called it. Bones bent, skin crawled, heart pounding, my mind appalled. Oh, Ruth. Cows moving castle. I'm happy to see you up and awake. I'm sure you're confused, your body must ache. Oh. The man seemed understanding. I didn't have to explain that every part of my body was in excruciating pain. Why is my body different? I asked in dismay, and why has my blonde hair turned so grey? Your youth was stolen by our queen when she put you in the age machine. His shocking words cut me like a knife. With a poof, I was at the end of my life. I mean, she looks like she's still got a bit of life left in her, to be fair. But what can I do? Can it be reversed? Can I get young again? Or am I cursed? I'd love to help you, but I have no years to spare. This ship is filled with elders, as far as I'm aware. And did all of them have their age stolen from them? Now please excuse me, I have lots of work to do. The feast is soon upon us, and I would hide if I were you. Wow. I think we pause there for tonight. Oh, Ruth has had her youth stolen. Oh, poor Ruth.